Extraordinary times produce extraordinary moments. The lockdown may have caused the Premier League to pause, but the PDC has found the restart button. The Premier League is back, but not as we know it.
I think the PDC and Sky are doing a phenomenal job to put this event on.
The pressure is mounting. Judgment Night is coming up.
Got to bring me A+ game just to survive.
For others, there are moments to relax. Hello and welcome to the Darts Show. It's a Premier League special we've got for you. That's the big story happening in darts this month. Now, of course, COVID has put paid to it being played in front of fans, so it's behind closed doors. And as you can see, we're here at the Marshall Arena in Milton Keynes, no longer the travelling roadshow all over Europe. It's taken a lot of work to make this happen. It's been a long delay since we last saw any Premier League action as well. But let's remind ourselves what took place before lockdown.
Here we go, the 16th year of the Premier League. Michael Smith and Glenn Durham with the honour of getting us away. Brilliant finishing. And on debut, Dozer gets it done.
The world number 6, Gary Anderson. The world number 7, Daryl Gurney.
This is impressive from Gurney. Masterful
For the win. Gary Anderson.
What darts and entertainment. This is on night one.
Want to start from Peter White. And Van Gerwen vanquishes the world champ.
Gary Price, it's up against Michael Smith. Grit and determination has got him the draw. Gary Anderson will be thinking, I can't be losing to the injured dart player. Wow. It's Gary Anderson 6, Peter Wright 6, Fallon Sherrock, Glenn Durham.
And he saves his skin. She's picked up the draw. We've seen 3 draws in our last 3 matches.
Pummeling the trebles again.
7-1 will do very nicely indeed. A world champion against a world champion. Peter Wright edges through after a real tough battle. Van Gerwen really bringing the heat early on in the Premier League.
Nathan Aspinall's fired up.
What a win that is! He beats Van Gerwen. If there is a winner here, Wayne, they'll be top of the table.
Durham has just been relentless. Beats the 2-time PDC world champ Gary Anderson.
Week 4 of the Premier League.
Glenn Durham under pressure.
He's beaten the league leader tonight in Dublin. Anderson here with a chance.
He eventually gets over the line in defeating Rob Cross. Daryl Gurney versus Michael Smith.
Oh, he's in again. Wants 1-4-1.
Double 12! Michael Smith hits a 9-dart and a first in 3 years in the Premier League! Michael Smith gets the better of Daryl Gurney. Put an ideal curtain closer for an epic night of arrows. And he picks up the double. Price goes into the lead and he's holding pro with effortless ease. Gerwyn Price takes Peter Wright apart in Dublin. Either player prevails here, they'll go top. Dozer dazzles in the southwest.
When you play poorly 1 week, come back showing the world what you're capable of. He beats Nathan Aspinall. Michael Smith beats Michael Van Gerwen in the Premier League.
And a real opportunity here for Glenn Durham to put some daylight between him and the chasing pack. And what a Premier League campaign this is!
Michael Smith takes on Peter Wright. Composure and skill.
There it is, 3 wins in 4 weeks. Price rattling the cage of the world number 1.
Oh, wow! Price could be in trouble. Michael Van Gerwen beats Gary Price.
Durham leads the way by a single point from a chasing pack that includes Van Gerwen, Smith and Aspinall. Gurney the man in trouble, Cross and Price under pressure with Judgment Night coming up. But Michael Smith's one of the men who's caught the eye over the last few months.
Started off slow, lost my first game, and then decided to come in, got a draw, 2 wins, 3 wins, I don't know. And then, yeah, had the 9 in Dublin, and then it all went pear-shaped. It all got stopped, we all got stuck in. Practiced for a bit and then kind of dropped off through lockdown, started doing other things, like keeping fit and stuff. I got back on it the last month or so, 6 weeks. It feels like week 1 again, 2021, but no, it is weird, but it's something you got to learn to adapt with. Easy enough if you don't think about it. If you start to overthink, then that's when it starts getting difficult. It's just nothing different than practicing at home with your TV on, or the music on. You've not got no one screaming and no nothing. It's just a nice steady noise, and you kind of get used to it after a bit. Like, I'd rather be with fans, but there's nothing different about it at the minute.
Michael Smith, the bully boy there, not only gunning for Premier League glory, but aiming for a second 9-darter of this year's tournament that would net him a £50,000 bonus. Now, it's a very, very tight league ahead of the resumption of action. Michael Smith is a front runner, but he's going to have to hit the ground running if he's going to stay near the top of the table. And it all starts tonight, night 7, against Gary Anderson.
It is great to be back. Watching darts, watching Premier League, watching Gary Anderson take on Michael Smith.
Just superb.
The Premier League is back! Yes! That is brilliant from Gary Anderson, the twice world champ at his best.
Second match of the night and a repeat of last year's Premier League final. Two world champions collide for one apiece. Oh, magnificent from Van Gerwen!
He's up there to prove a point. It's a long way back for Rob Cross.
That's a huge result for Michael Van Gerwen, top of the table.
Nathan Aspinall, and he takes on Gedwin Price. Big game he's going to use, if he can, this Premier League as a catalyst.
There's a demonstration and a leg taken.
Sublime, absolutely sublime.
And Aspinall, he is back in it.
That is a 108 finish. That is a 7-4 win. Quality game of darts.
Big night for Chris Dobey.
Daryl Gurney seeing an opportunity to develop in front of his eyes.
And he's playing better as well. Double six he gets, and Daryl Gurney has got 2 precious points on the board.
Glenn Durrant takes on Peter Wright. Both have won 3 of their last 4 and their last 2.
It's a ton-plus finish for Peter Wright. Just keeps him in touch.
Oh yeah, found that one all right.
Glenn Durrant deservedly gets the draw. A high-quality affair. 6 legs apiece here.
So Daryl Gurney's first win of this year's tournament gives himself a lifeline and a chance to avoid elimination on Judgment Night. Rob Cross and Gedwin Price now feeling the pressure. Glenn Durrant knocked off the top of the table by the 5-time champion Michael Van Gerwen, but it's only on leg difference that he leads.
Yeah, I did play well. I can't really complain. I did the right things at the right moment, so I can move on from here.
Getting back playing after such a long wait and obviously a disappointing match play, this is ideal for you the next few days. 1 game a day on the big stage.
Well, I think it does me justice to play day after day, and of course my match play was disappointing, but yeah, now I can show my performance again.
Michael Van Gerwen back on top of the table, a place he's finished every single year he's competed in the Premier League. But at the other end of the table, that's where there's some real drama. Daryl Gurney fighting for survival, and we caught up with him as he prepared for another crucial match.
Big match ahead then for Daryl Gurney here. He has seen earlier tonight Gedwin Price and Rob Cross both suffering defeats. So the opportunity is there for Gurney to close the gap if he can get the better of Chris Dobey here tonight. Opportunity knocks for Daryl Gurney here now. Needs double six for the match. Double six he gets, and Daryl Gurney has got 2 precious points on the board. What a performance in the end. Great result for him.
I think if Chris is showing up, he'd have played better. That's what normally happens. It's like he thought Chris is now hard, and subconsciously, I'll just get through this. Chris has started to hit it, he'd start to hit it, and I think he'd have still won, but I wouldn't have been as close.
Yeah, no, I think I had a lot more in the tank, but it was just a matter of just, as I say, I was waiting for Chris to kick in, and then I was kind of doing enough to win. And whenever you're 5-1 up, then you're thinking it's only a couple of 2 more legs, and you'll fall over the line. So, kind of that's what we did.
We had to win last night to get the pressure on, because the guys will be thinking, oh, he's right behind us now. So that was the main thing, winning last night, and then tonight he'll play loads better because he's got to, because he's playing a quality player like who plays Premier League all the while. I used to go running, but the ankle hurts now. So I'm going to give 4-week rest, so but needs to keep the fat off. So I'm going to just walk around the stadium a bit. He said he wanted to come yesterday, and didn't invite him, so he got Mardy with me.
I'll have to carry you around the way I carry you through life.
You carry me through life.
Yeah.
No, nothing without me.
There's the usual comment.
Yeah. Oh, we've swapped shirts again. It's happened again. What?
It's like that.
You?
We swapped up before we went down. Can show for how? It's like a 3-man tent on it.
Who lost the bet?
Obviously me.
Oh, it makes it a bit of fun because we're always doing stuff.
We're trying to have a laugh all the time instead of. It's serious, you know. It's a lot. You forget, like, next week there's going to be somebody taking home £250,000. It's life-changing money. So there's a lot of pressure on the guys. A lot of pressure on tonight, really. And although it being behind closed doors, it's the high pressure for every player here. You know, there's something to play for everybody, whether staying up or making the playoffs. So if we can win both games, it puts him with an outside chance of the playoffs as well. So yeah, he'll just play darts. If he plays like he did last night, he'll get trounced, but I don't think he will. He'll rise to the occasion. I think he'll stick 10 points on his average and hopefully get a positive result.
Join us after the break, where you can find out if Daryl Gurney can take another step towards completing the Great Escape. Welcome back to the Dart Show. It is our Premier League special and we are gearing up for Judgment Night when one player will be eliminated. There's a small number who are in danger. Gerwyn Price, the world number 3, is among them. Last year's finalist Rob Cross is one of them, but the man in bottom place in the table right now is Super Chin, Daryl Gurney.
Another night of dramatic twists and turns, as we say, really, for the Premier League. Dramatic stuff and some big games tonight.
Gary Anderson playing this man, Gerwyn Price, who's pretty much getting into a desperate spot.
He needs something here. He doesn't want to let it drag into Judgment Night tomorrow. If he can get a win or a point tonight, you'd feel that's enough.
Gary Anderson looking a little annoyed, perturbed.
That's a 4-0 lead. That's a massive dart.
His great rival and adversary, Gary Anderson, he demolishes 7-1.
Yeah, no, I'll give myself a chance now. Obviously, I'm 2's on 5, I'm on 4. So the next 2 nights will be the telltale. I'm still behind, let's face it. So yeah, I've got to bring my A and probably A+ game just to survive.
He's got tonight and tomorrow to save his Premier League season. Double 16 for Aspinall. He takes the first leg. He's off and running. Levels it 1 leg all. Tell you what, he's throwing beautifully now, Daryl Gurney. Huge moment for Daryl Gurney. 2 wins on the trot here in Milton Keynes. He's off the bottom of the table with that result. And Rob Cross now occupies that 9th spot.
He's got a better legs difference over Cross. Over to Cross.
Yes, next game coming up. Huge contest now for Rob Cross. Michael Smith on 7 points. He can't afford to lose this one either. Chance is here now for Michael Smith. Michael Smith, a 7-3 victory. That will be like a dagger to the heart of Rob Cross. Our next game tonight is the one they've all been talking about all day long. Michael Van Gerwen and Glenn Durrant.
Pressure is a performance enhancer.
That was a good leg from MVG. Glenn can do some damage here, you know, put MVG under all sorts of pressure.
He's up the ante in this match.
He's up the ante, yeah.
Oh my!
That is clinical. That is a brilliant win from Glenn Durrant. Glenn Durrant is top of the pile.
Glenn Durrant back on top after that win over Michael Van Gerwen. Wright also a winner, and up to 3rd, Rob Cross, now the man in trouble alongside Daryl Gurney as we head towards Judgment Night. But before we get to Judgment Night, we've got a tournament of a very different kind for you. The fastest tournament ever seen in this sport, and Ross Bray is the man in charge.
We've got 2 semi-finals, 1 final, 170, 1 leg, nearest the ball if it's tied darts. Game on! 119. 145. Glenn, you require 51. 43. Peter, you require 25. 9 score. Glenn, you require 8.
Are you sure it's the quickest tournament this or what?
Game shot at 1 dart you've got, Pete. 16.
Grab it.
1 dart.
16.
I miscounted again.
You want a double 7?
Unbelievable. He miscounts again, does a cleans up, bring on the final.
Game on!
This isn't your life.
40. 85. Gary, you require 130. 93. Mike, you require 85. 75. Gary, you require 37. 170 in 2 darts. Mike, you require 10. Game start in the match to Gary.
Gary, you're in the final. How do you feel?
Yeah, great.
Thank you. We now come to the final. It's going to be Glenn to throw first. Game on. 100. 81. Glenn requires 70. 54. Gary, you require 89.
Oh, snatch.
73. Glenn, you require 16. In 1. Gary, you require 16.
I'm going to do
Okay,
that.
shot. And a match for your champion, Glenn Durran.
The quickest dart player, boring. Yes.
Glenn, the champion of the fastest tournament in the world. Incredible.
Glenn and fastest in the same sentence. Marvellous. That's up there with my Lakeside win, that.
So Glenn Durrant, he may be boring according to Michael Van Gerwen, but he's just won the fastest tournament in the history of this sport. And that brings us to Judgment Night. One player will be eliminated. There's a tiny chance it could be Gerwyn Price with a couple of 7-0s, but really it's between Rob Cross and Daryl Gurney. Cross is on the bottom of the table. He needs to win, and he needs Daryl Gurney to lose if he's going to avoid the drop.
The big night ahead. We will lose one player this evening. Will it be Rob Cross, the former world champion? Will it be Daryl Gurney? Less likely, of course, Gerwyn Price, but 3 players mathematically possible of still going out of the Premier League tonight.
It's Judgment Night.
So Gerwyn Price just needs that one leg to survive, and then it's all about onwards and upwards.
In the end, it only took a couple of minutes for Gerwyn Price to secure his Premier League place.
1-0 up, and that one leg secures his Premier League place for the rest of the season.
Price went on to record the first 7-0 result in the 2020 Premier League. Price out of the equation in terms of elimination. The attention now shifts to Daryl Gurney.
Daryl Gurney has poured himself out of such a mess, but could still all go horribly, horribly wrong for him.
He's going to give a good effort here against Peter Wright, you would imagine.
4 and 9. I think he's kind of saying he was a little bit nervous there, John. Wright does a job on Gurney. It is a night someone is eliminated. It may be Daryl Gurney.
So Daryl Gurney has just lost to Peter Wright. It means that Judgment Night comes down to the final match. Rob Cross must beat Glenn Durrant to avoid elimination, or he's out.
Rob Cross knows now he's really up against it.
Essentially knockout tournament format now. Has to counter pressure. I guess that's the only answer. Does he have a feeling for a bull, Rob Cross? He does!
Rob Cross is making a real fist of this. Daryl Gurney sits a bit more comfortable in the back room. He's not going down without a fight.
Yes! Almost halfway! Almost halfway!
Rob Cross is now eliminated from the Premier League. Daryl Gurney completes the great escape and will continue on.
Too little, too late. Rob Cross done in the Premier League in 2020.
Thank God for Glenn Durrant. So in the last 2 years I've shown that I've always been fighting in the elimination stages, but once we got through that and then I knew I wasn't going to be eliminated, all of a sudden then I just go up. So hopefully the plan is to get myself back up there again and push all these top dart players.
Great escape achieved, well done Daryl.
Cheers.
Confirmation of Daryl Gurney's survival and the end of Rob Cross's campaign. The attention now moves to those top 4 spots and the race for the playoffs. After 9 nights of action, the man leading the way is Glenn Durrant.
So it was a bit of a difficult game, but I think my message to you right now is I feel unbelievably comfortable in that stage, and bring on the second half of the Premier League now.
This year's Premier League is relentless. The action continues to come thick and fast. 3 more nights of play before a 2-day break, and 3 more nights for these guys to push their case to make the top 4 and reach the playoffs. At the moment, Glenn Durrant tops the table. World champion Peter Wright in second, with Nathan Aspinall and Michael Van Gerwen taking up the remaining playoff spots. But Gary Anderson is level on points with MVG. It is very tight going into the next 3 nights of action.
From the Marshall Arena here in Milton Keynes, it's time now to meet the players.
This man, Gerwyn Price, is really up to giving Glendurant a challenge. Rarely squanders an opportunity.
That is a big finish.
There we have some competition in the celebration department.
He beats Geraint Price.
Two Scottish world champions going at it.
The World Cup winners.
Peter Wright oozing confidence up there.
They are impressive numbers from both.
Gary Anderson with a fantastic display.
Never lost 3 on the bounce.
He was 4-1 down, but MVG came back, manages an 8-6 victory.
So, perhaps with a little bit of fortune, Michael van Gerwen avoids what would have been an unprecedented 3 consecutive Premier League defeat. Meanwhile, Glendurant keeps on winning. He's the only player yet to be beaten since the league resumed. He's top of the pile and he's going to take some shifting ahead of night 11.
We're ready to go.
Expecting fireworks.
Peter missed a 9-dart leg just a few nights ago. Double 12. Is he perfect this time? Yes! Peter Wright puts things right.
Daryl Gurney pulls off what has to be a minor upset.
That's a special moment, your first TV 9-darter.
Yeah, definitely. And obviously missing it the other day by a mile. And then getting it, you know, just in the Premier League, it's pretty special. You know, I'm happy with the setup. Maybe another one coming.
Such a tough match to call. We'll see what happens. He's dealing the punishment here. Glendurant, somehow, some way, gets a point out of the evening.
Yeah, it should be a cracking finale. Michael van Gerwen is in all sorts of trouble once more. Price for the match and a brilliant win, and Geraint Price keeps his hopes alive.
So another action-packed night, a 9-darter from Peter Wright, a slightly fortunate draw for Glendurant to maintain his unbeaten record, and behind him it's a very congested league table. It's all set up very nicely for the final night before the break.
Intriguing encounter coming up here.
This is the Premier League. There are no easy games.
For another 9-darter. Oh, and he got carried away there.
That is incredible. It will not be beaten this evening.
Geraint Price closes out in style.
Here we are, Michael van Gerwen and Michael Smith.
His head is definitely somewhere else.
The world #1 shows his class. He beats Michael Smith.
Top of the table, Glendurant. Looking on bottom of the table, Daryl Gurney is in complete control of this match.
He's got it all. Stroll in the park, it looks like, for him now.
A dominant display from tabletop of Glendurant.
So Gurney unable to escape the bottom spot. Price, van Gerwen and Anderson in the top 4, but leading the way, Glendurant defying the years to top the Premier League table after 12 weeks.
Well, I didn't win my first tournament until I was 38-year-old. You know, my first Open win, I was 42. My first BDO inverted commas major was 45. So from age 45 to 49, it's been an unbelievable 4 years, and I sit very proud, top of the Premier League right now.
So that brings an end to a fascinating first phase of the return of the Premier League. It's a 2-day break now before the action resumes, and that'll take us all the way up to finals night. It'll determine which 4 players make the playoffs. Now, in the whole history of this tournament, only 2 players have ever finished top in the league phase, Michael van Gerwen and Phil the Power Taylor. But this year, things might be different.